Welcome to a Tuesday night shiur. Before I start, I want to tell you guys a story. Two stories. Please, if I ask questions, I'm not asking for you to answer, I'm asking for me to answer. Because I'm bipolar and I have two parts of me, the asker and the answer. Okay? Let's leave it like that. Last week we ended the shiur. It was a very interesting shiur last week, but last week we ended the shiur with a little doubt. And I think Hashem showed us all how all of our doubts were put into, as we say, namesta. And I'm going to explain to you so for whoever was not here. We have a tzaddik in the audience. He asked, Rabbi, I need to work on Shabbat. I need to provide, I need to make money, I need to save. Money. Pool down bazan money. So after the shiur, we decided, chevre, we're all hungry. Let's go out to eat. Why not? We're all hungry. Now, men will be men. No one's going to admit that they have money, they don't have money. Can you spot me? Can this one spot me? Mujrik, they'll just order French fries and say, we're not hungry. Because he only has $3, $4. Or buy a drink, say, Rabbi, I'm really not hungry. Really, he's starving to death and he's drooling while everyone else is eating. But what happened? Listen to this story. We had a machloket, an argument. Where are we going to eat? We wanted to eat. We were all hungry. So everyone said, we're going to go this place, that place, without saying names. We went to all those places and they were all closed. At the end, we ended up in sandwich bar. We went to sandwich bar. There was a nice man over there. I'm going to say his name a little later. And he saw a whole bunch of banzitim walking in. Why? He was laughing over there. You see a whole crew of crazy people walking in. And he sees some rabbi, hairy man walking in. Hair on the top, hair over here, everywhere walking in. And he's looking, and the guy actually knows me. His name is Manny Fuzailov, actually. He comes and he says, are they all with you? He said, yeah. He goes to the guy in the front and he said, don't take money from anyone. All the food is on me. We think we rule the world. We think we control our life. We think we determine what's right and what's wrong. That's not true. The guy was complaining, I have no money. I saw the people that were going through other people. Give me some cash. I'll pay you back. I said, don't worry, I'll pay for everyone. I have a credit card. We'll just do it. We're all hungry. Let's eat. We need to eat. The Torah says you should eat. A guy came out of nowhere. He paid for our food. If someone wanted French fries, he paid for their French fries. Someone wanted a soda. He ordered everyone sodas. He ordered everyone. It was a big bill, I got to tell you. It wasn't a cheap bill. At least $300. Sorry, I made a cheshbon. I made a mistake. Wow, one mistake. Wow, look at it, Satan pure is in your mouth as the Yitzhara. Look at that, look at pure. You have to shut your mouth. You have to learn how to put a muzzle in it. If not, I can put a sock in it. He spent at least $300. Okay, let's say he spent $300. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He spent around $300. Yeah, you can drink. I have. Let me ask you something. Did you think that was going to happen? Say, did you?
I had to spot some older people that randomly happened.
Exactly. He didn't think this was going to happen. And he's fighting with me why he should work on Shabbat. He's fighting with me. I need to work on Shabbat because one day I want to open up a business. I want this, I want that, I want this, that. You give me a whole bunch of excuses. I have to work on Shabbat. Why? How am I going to support my family? Who said you're going to be healthy enough to even support them? Who said tomorrow you're going to live to see that day? Who said? Today I saw a video, someone sent me on WhatsApp, Hashem Yishmo V'Rachem, I almost had a heart attack. Public pool, everyone's swimming. And those life balloons, the round ones that the kids go in? The donut. And the kid is inside, she's playing, she's 2 years old. And she was leaning and the donut flipped. Now let me explain something to you. Her head is underwater. is underwater. Do you understand? She can't get up because she's stuck in the donut. And she was under the water for at least 1 minute and 10 seconds. 1 minute and 10 seconds. You know what that is? For a child that didn't understand to take a breath and to be underwater for that long. And no one's saying anything. Public pool. The kid is dying and everyone's pissed. But no one's saying anything. How is that even possible? Who said you're going to live tomorrow? Who said? Amen. Who said? Stop saying what you want, what you think. No one asks for your opinion. Your opinion is nivajna. You just got to do. That was a small story. I wanted to say a personal story that happened to a lot of people here. Of course, the spike of it was destroyed because of some late sanut, but we'll hope for the next story it won't happen again. Today my topic is going to be about tefillah, prayer. I decided this when I was coming home from the doctor today with my daughter. I went to a doctor with my second daughter. Baruch Hashem, nothing's wrong with her. We just went for a different checkup. And while I was coming out of the doctor, I heard this unbelievable story, and I said, I must share it with you. I must. B'shah tov u'mutzlachat, we're starting this week's parasha, Sefer Devarim, the book of Devarim. Now, the whole book of Devarim was written in how many days? Does anyone know?
2 days.
In 1 day. This is the eulogy of who? Moshe Rabbeinu ba'atzmo b'chodo. Moshe Rabbeinu's eulogy that he said himself. Now, as we all know, Moshe Rabbeinu wanted, what's the most thing that he wanted? Does anyone know? He wanted to go inside Eretz Yisrael. He was feeding for it. I need to go inside this land. I need to. This is our heritage. This is our land. I need to go in. Did he go in?
No.
Why not? Why didn't he go in? Everyone's question. He hit the rock. Okay, so what? He said sorry. You want to listen, or you want to speak for me? You know, he was about to go inside Eretz Yisrael. He was this close. He prayed so much to go inside Eretz Yisrael that God told him, if you pray one more prayer, you're going to force me to put you inside Eretz Yisrael. And I don't want you to go inside Eretz Yisrael. I'm going to force you? How does that make sense? Explain this to me. How can I force God to do something? Just imagine. God told him, if you're going to pray one more time, that's it. I'm gonna be forced to put you inside Eretz Yisrael. What is everyone has a simple question. Simple question. How come I pray and I never get answered? Everyone's question. Everybody. Boy, girl, Talmid Chacham, Rasha. Anyone you'll ask, they'll always ask this question. Rabbi, I pray. How come I don't get answered? Hopefully tonight we're gonna answer this question. Open the window a little bit. It's a little of a cloud here and it's getting to me. A little bit. Perfect. Shh. In Israel, in a place I think called Petach Tikva, there's a hospital there. And this hospital, right next to it, there was a very wealthy man that decided to open up a special hotel for family members, for parents that send their kids to this hospital. We have the same thing in America. I don't know if you guys know, but you guys never need to know. In the Children's Hospital of LIJ, which now is called Northwell, there is a special place, it's called McDonald Inn, that any child that's inside that hospital can stay, the parents can stay there for a night or two. How do I know? My daughter was in the hospital and we stayed there. It was literally 10 minutes before Shabbat, and Hashem made us a miracle that we even found this place. There are Jews there going there. In Israel, there's also such a thing. So there was this man. Listen to this. There was this man. Unfortunately, Rahman Yitzlan, may we never know, but a pain of a child, especially your own child that has a sickness, if it's, God forbid, a tumor, God forbid, cancer, God forbid, issues, it's a pain that's unbearable. It's a pain that we can't even explain. And this father, he took his son to the hospital. He went to a doctor. The doctor said, your son has a big tumor. And we don't even think surgery is going to help, But, we're still going to do it in case of emergencies, because that's what they do. You'll sign a paper, you're signing your son's life. Whatever happens, happens. It's not our fault. The father went. And he said, I'm going to stay the night in the hotel. He stayed the night in the hotel, but he couldn't go to sleep. He couldn't fall asleep. How can you fall asleep? He goes out of the hotel and he starts to walk. He's walking around and he's thinking. Worry. At this point, it's not even about the money. It's about your son. And he's walking. And what does he see? He sees a building full of lights. What is that? Beit Knesset, the shul. He goes and he says to himself, I'm so far from Judaism. I haven't prayed in years. What's to me and to God? He said, listen, why not? He goes inside the shul. He sees on the table, he sees a Tehillim. He sits down and he opened up the Tehillim. And I want you guys to understand something. I don't know if you guys ever really read Tehillim, especially the English parts. David HaMelech had the most suffering in his life than any person sitting in this table or will ever hear the shiur. The most pain you can ever imagine, David HaMelech went through. Just read his Tehillim. Give me Tehillim for a second. I want to read you something. Give me that right there. Tehillim right there. Stop, right there. Those 3 books, the same on top, right there. Give me Tehillim. I have to read this to you. I always read. When I go to Lubavitch, just as the Tehillim, I always read. Listen what David HaMelech writes in one of his small chapter. Lamnatzeach mizmor leDavid. A praise to Hashem, David is saying. Ad anna Adonai tshacheni. Until when will you forget about me, Hashem? David HaMelech! He's saying, God, how much can you forget about me? You forgot about me. I'm a nobody. Ad anna tastir panecha mimeni. How much longer are you going to turn your face from me? How much longer are you just going to ignore me? Ribono shel olam, you're ignoring me. David HaMelech, the king of the Jewish people. Do you understand what I'm telling you? The ruler of the people. His son wanted to kill him. His son took his wives. He had another son that slept with his other daughter. His father wanted him to die. His brothers wanted him to die. His father-in-law wanted him to die. He was like a nothing. His wives used to make fun of him. His sons used to kill each other. His army split in half. His land. He had nothing. What did he have to him? I'm going to continue. What does he still say? Habit enai Adonai velohai. Ha'ire enai. Even though to me it looks like you're not listening to me, please still open my eyes. I should have this love towards you. I should have this connection to you. I want to be still with you. Even though I don't see anything good. Even though I think you're pushing away from me. My enemies will stop me. My enemies want me to die. وَأَنِّي بَخَسْتَخَ بَتَخْتِي. But I, with your kindness, only from your kindness, I still believe in you. Not because of myself. Because you still believe in me, I believe in you. Who's saying this? David HaMelech. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You don't understand. You don't. If today you don't leave the shiur and say you're changing your life, 360, you don't understand what I'm telling you. Not your car, not your money, not your business will change you. Not a woman, no one will change you. You have to change yourself. You have to do it. I'm still undecided. What does that mean? You're undecided. Explain to me. That was David HaMelech. We always read Shir Ma'alot Mima Makim Kartich Amonai. You know what that even means? You know what David HaMelech is saying? Mima Makim Kartich Adonai. I'm calling you from the depth of my heart, David HaMelech is saying. Ribono Shel Olam, listen to me. I'm calling you from the inside of my heart. I have nothing. I am nothing. I'm only here for you, Ribono Shel Olam. This was David HaMelech. This is why all of our grandmothers and our mothers and our great-grandmothers, when they had a problem, which book did they run to? They ran to the Tehillim. Because David HaMelech understood everyone's issue here. Every single person's he understood. Because he went through it. Did he ever stop praying for a second? He never stopped. Not for a second. When his son died, his general brought his son's head. Can you believe his general? Imagine holding your son's head. What do you think he did? He prayed, Ribono Shel Olam. My son was a Rasha, he was a wicked man. Please make sure he doesn't go to Gehinnom. Please make sure you don't put him in Gehinnom. Imagine. What are you doing? Cry, your son just died. What is the crying going to help? Why should I cry? It's not going to help. Is my crying going to bring back David? Is going to bring back my son? No, he's dead. The only thing I can do for him now is to pray for him. And that's why on Tisha B'Av we cry for the Beit HaMikdash. Why do we cry for the Beit HaMikdash on Tisha B'Av? Because it's going to come back. There's a reason to cry for it. But for your son that's already dead, unfortunately I'm saying it in such an unsensitive way, but don't get me wrong. He didn't cry. He prayed. Can you imagine such a thing? Let me go back to my story. This father takes the Tehillim and he starts reading and he says, Ribono Shel Olam, I don't even know if there's a point for me saying it, but I'm going to say it anyways. He starts saying the Tehillim and he starts to cry. He starts to cry with tears. He was crying so much from praying Tehillim, he fell asleep there in the Beit Midrash. He fell asleep. His whole clothes was wet from his tears. He gets up in the morning. He wakes up in the morning. He runs to the hospital. He takes his son. They check his brain. They give him an MRI. The doctor says, step outside, let me review the results. He reviews the results and he comes to the father. He says, I want to ask you a question. Did you switch your child? He said, what do you mean? He said, your child is clean, nothing in his head. Nothing there. What did you do? What did you do? He said. What happened to his tumor? He prayed. He believed in it, prayed. What work was those cries, those tears that he had? God never answers me. What do you mean he never answers you? You're breathing? You're living? Cry day and night for it. Day and night, night and day. Believe in your cry. Believe in your feeling, it will come true. That kid right now grew up. He's in yeshiva learning Torah, Marbitz Torah Barabim. He is a miracle worker. I'm going to tell you another story. That happened to a member in this shul. I know the story personally. There was a father. He went to my father. He said, listen, my son has a tumor in his head. He has a tumor. No hope. The doctor said, a couple years, the child is dead. Capish? Can you imagine that feeling? Think for a second. Imagine someone telling you your child is going to die. You can't understand it. You don't have kids. My father prayed with him. He did everything with him. Tikkunim, everything you can imagine. Fasted. Even telling you stuff that even the father doesn't know. He fasted for the child. He did everything. He said, this is not enough. They went to Eretz Israel. They went to Yerushalayim. They prayed over there. My father out of his own pocket took money just to go with the person. He took my brother. They went to pray. They went to this. They went to the Rabbanim. They went everywhere. They came back. They did the MRI. You know what the doctor said? His tumor froze. It's dead. There's no point in doing anything. Leave it as it is. It's a dead tumor. The doctors just a couple of months ago told him your kid is going to die. That's the koach of tefillah. That's the koach of prayer. We say, oh, but it doesn't work because you don't believe. It doesn't work because you don't believe. You don't do it again and again and again. You got to be annoying. You got to nag. You got to nag. You got to nag to the Ribbono Shel Olam. You got to nag. You got to bother him. You got to bother him every day like a kid that goes to the grocery store and he wants the lollipop. He wants the damn lollipop. The mother says, no, no, no. And the kid goes and makes a fuss and starts to cry. I hate you, this, that, The mother, what does she do at the end? She takes the whole pack of lollipops. Here, just take it, just shut your mouth already. Like that you have to be. Like that you have to be. You have to go to the Ribbono Shel Olam, you have to cry every day, every second. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Help me, help me, help me. Help me. I need help. That's the way we have to live. That's the way we have to pray. And you have to believe in it. You don't control your life. You don't control it. It's not in your hands. Tomorrow you're going to get into a car accident. Was that in your hands? Ribbono Shel Olam wanted you to be in a car accident. He put you in there. Now you pray that you should get out of it. You pray you should get out of it. No. No. Not true. I know many people that drive crazier than the craziest people you can imagine, and they never were in a car accident. Never in their life. You got to wake up from Trala Land. You got to learn how to pray. Why am I telling you this? Moshe Rabbeinu, this week's parasha, what does he say? What does he start saying to the Jewish people? He's telling them their whole life story. You were in Egypt. We split the sea. You got the man. You did the golden calf. You did this. You did this. You did this. Right away, Rashi, what does he say? Moshe Rabbeinu, what are you doing? What is he doing? The first time in 40 years, Moshe Rabbeinu started to give musar to the Jewish people. After 40 years, 4-0, he started to give musar to the people. Why didn't he do it earlier? After the golden calf, he should have started giving musar to everyone. Why after 40 years? What's so special after 40 years? The Rashi answers a beautiful pshat. Moshe Rabbeinu knew he was dying tomorrow. Moshe Rabbeinu knew, that's it, I'm dead. Tomorrow is my death day. I don't want the Jewish people to think that I want to hurt their feelings. I don't want them to think that I have a benefit out of rebuking them. I don't want them to think that I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for them. Because I love them. Because I care for them.
Why do you love him so much?
Why did he love them? You know, in the Israeli army, there's a platoon. Shh. Listen. One of a actually very high platoon. They give you to raise a dog. From the beginning until the end of your training, you raise a dog. This is for around a year and a half. And you love the dog, no? You had it when he was a puppy. You know what your last mission is? To take the gun and to shoot the dog in the head. Will you shoot the dog?
No.
Why?
Sorry.
Moshe Rabbeinu was with them for 40 years. He raised every single person there. Every single person there was younger than 20 besides 3 people that went inside Eretz Yisrael. Besides Yoshua, Pinchas, and another one, I forgot his name at the moment, I think, no, not Kalev. Besides someone else, everyone else was younger. He raised every single person there. Can you imagine such a feeling? There are 2 kinds of mentors you can have in your life. You can have one that's gonna rebuke you. Both. But one is gonna really mean it, and one is not gonna really care about it. And you're gonna feel the difference. I'm gonna tell you another story. You know, what's so special about prayer? Right? What's so special about it, right? Who cares? Take the book and you pray. If I'm a carpenter, what do I do? What do I do? I build tables. I build chairs. Someone's a butcher. What does he do? Cuts meat. No? Someone's a doctor. What does he do? He heals people. What's our trait? What is every single Jew's trait? You included. What's our trait? No. Learning Torah is not our trait. It's not our trait. We weren't born in this world to learn Torah. We weren't created only to learn Torah. That's not the main goal.
Gratefulness. Grateful. Fix the result.
Fix the mistake of Adam.
In Parashat Parashat Bo, when the sea was split. Parashat Beshalach, when the sea was split. When the Jewish people got to the Sea of Reeds, there were 2 groups there. The Erev Rav and the Bnei Israel. What did the Erev Rav do? What did the Egyptians that left Mitzrayim do? They started to complain. Why you brought us here, Moshe Rabbeinu? To die in the desert? Let us go back to Mitzrayim. We're going to have cucumbers. We're going to have garlic. We're going to have watermelon. We'll be slaves. But we'll die, comfortably. What did the Jewish people do? Ribono shel olam? Rashi says they practice in their traits of their father. Which is what? Tefillah. Avraham Avinu did Shacharit. Yitzchak Avinu did Mincha. Yaakov Avinu did Aravit. They started to pray to the Ribono shel olam. Help that we should survive. Help that we should make this right now. If you're not going to pray, you're not going to get. And if you don't get answered, you're not praying enough. When I was 14, When I was 14, I just finished 9th grade. I wanted to go to a sleepaway camp. It wasn't Lamana Chai, it was a different one. I wanted to go so badly to the sleepaway camp. I signed up, I was getting excited, 2 months before camp started, they said, "You're not accepted, Habibi. You're not coming. Forget it." I got so pissed. I was so bakas. I was such in a rebellious mode. I wanted to burn down my yeshiva. That's how bad it was. How you rejected me? I wanted, for the love of God, I want to do what's right. How can you tell me no? And I started to pray. I went to such an extent of prayer, when I was chazan in the yeshiva, I would start crying in front of everyone. If you don't believe me, you can call any of my classmates that were with me in 9th grade, they'll tell you the story. I would cry, during being Chazarat Hashas. During praying Amidah, I would cry, with big tears, not small tears. You know what happened? The first week of camp started, and I find out there's an empty bed. Now what happened? How did that empty bed come about? There was a kid from Canada that had to come to New York to come to camp. But Rahmana litzlan, he had a heart attack. He had a heart attack and they didn't let him go on the airplane. They said no. And there was one extra bed left for who?
For you.
For me. Hashem needed that kid to go through that problem for his own reasons, which most probably they found many good reasons why that happened to him, just for me to go to the camp at the end.
Start off eating OUD.
And I stopped eating OUD that year. That's true too. Me, but that has nothing to do with the story right now. That's how much I really wanted it. Even when I thought there's no hope. The camp started, Habibi. My parents said, stop crying about it. You're not going. Everyone gave up hope. I said, I'm not giving up. Until it's not the last day of camp, until I can still step my foot in that place, I'm not stopping. A week later, I got a phone call. You're invited. Be'puri show. Can you imagine? Didn't need to pay for it, and didn't need to worry about it. That's how far your prayer needs to go. My wife told me, you're never going to marry me. It's never going to happen. Our families just don't relate. I come from a not religious world, you come from a religious world. It's not going to work. I said, it's going to work. She said, it's not going to work. I said, I promise you it's going to work. I didn't stop praying that it should work. Of course, with different things I added in. I didn't stop praying. I didn't stop, and it was years. Like I said, it's a lost cause. God, forget about it. I didn't stop. So the next time you're going to tell me, but I can't, Rabbi. I have my car bills to pay for. I have my work to worry about. I have everything to worry about besides God, which is really asking you to pray for yourself. You did not stay as your biggest debil. That's what it comes down to. How could you not care for yourself? The Chafetz Chaim said like this. Listen to what the Chafetz Chaim said. Not my words. Nothing so far what I said is my words. The Chafetz Chaim said like this. For every dima, for every tear that comes down your eye, for every tear that comes down your eye, for when you pray, know that you're saving yourself and your family's life. For every single tear, for every emotion that you cry, you have this issue. You want to get out of the issue, but you can't get out of it because you're not praying hard enough for it. You're not praying hard enough for it. You need to pray. I'm going to finish with this story. I have a Rebbe that I really, really love. His name is Rabbi Kleiman. I love him. And I'll tell you why. Everyone goes through this. When the whole world rejected me, everybody, everyone didn't understand me, he was the only one there. He was the only one that took out of his time to be there for me. But he had a problem. What was his problem? He used to leave camp every Sunday. And that bothered me. Why? While the whole camp was sleeping at 6 o'clock in the morning, me and him used to get up and learn. He used to come to my bed. I was very lazy. I never prepared. He is very into washing your hands in the morning next to your bed. He used to go to the bathroom. He used to take the negavasha cup with the bowl. He used to fill it up. He used to come to my bed. Imagine, this was already at 5 o'clock in the morning going to the mikvah, which is in a lake which is freezing cold. He used to bring me the negavasha cup. He used to bring it to my bed, just like that on the bed. We had to show, you guys are spoiled. We slept on a mattress that was this big, with springs coming out of our tachat. That's the way we slept. That's well, I'm gonna cry for because I don't have a mattress. I lived and I survived with what I had. It's pure survival it was. And I thank God that like this I did. Because now everything I have I appreciate. That's what he did to the man, Elisha. No one even heard. He didn't want to wake up anyone like this. I right away woke up. I already knew the drill. Right away, put it out, spill it out, use the bathroom. Within literally 3 minutes, I was already outside with all the books ready to learn with him for an hour and a half before Shacharit. But Sundays, he would leave. I used to tell him, how are you leaving? Little did I know, what did he do every Sunday? He used to go from town to town in the country and ask for money for helping kids. But I was selfish. I wanted my Rebbe to be next to me. So I go to him. I said, Rebbe, I hope your car breaks down. Listen. That car is still in camp. Talking about years later. I said, Rabbi Kleiman, I hope your car breaks down. I want to learn with you.
I knew that.
He comes and he says, he starts laughing. He needed to change. Listen what happened. He needed to change the oil in the car. He had a goy over there, a redneck. Here's a goy. He put the wrong thing in the wrong thing. You know, he thought he knew what he was doing. He thought there's some race car for him, and he put this, that. Before you know it, what happened to the car? That doesn't turn on. Rabbi Kleiman for a week and a half was stuck in camp with no car. But I have to tell you one part of the story which I really want to tell you. I told him, I hope, his name was Richie. The name of the guy was called Richie. I said, I hope Richie makes a mistake. He looks at me, he says, Al tiftach pe le Satan. Don't open your mouth to the Satan. He took the back of his hands, how he sometimes does, and he smacked me on my mouth, like, shh. Like, don't open your mouth. Whoever knows. You guys got it, right? But he gives it to you like now. In our generation, he used to really like, shtach. He used to bite your lip, used to hurt yourself. Yeah, he used to say, Al tiftach pe le Satan. He used to hit me. Shh. You know what happened? His car broke. I made a party that day in camp. I was so happy. Little did I know it's going to cost him thousands of dollars to, get a new car. But I didn't care. I wanted to learn. I went to my Rebbe. I said, you have to teach me. You are the one I want to learn from. He helped me through such difficult times. Such hard, black days of my life. I didn't give up on myself. I knew I was going through hell. Rabbi Kleiman, one time he told me, I'm not trying to tell you this to brag about myself, but I'm telling you because this is self-experience. The first time I met him was when he picked me up from that camp that that camp I really wanted to go so badly in 9th grade. It was actually one of the worst decisions of my life. It ruined a lot of my focus in God, because I went to an Ashkenaz camp. Little did I know, I didn't need to go to an Ashkenaz camp. I needed to go to a crazy camp. And it ruined my whole perspective, and I was very, very depressed. But one thing I always did, I always prayed. I don't know what it was. So he picked me up from camp. He brought me to Williamsburg, as whoever knows. You girls don't know, but the guys know. He brings them to Williamsburg. We went to a shul called Krula. And I'm starting to pray. And Rabbi Kleiman told me this years later, close to 6 years later from this story. He said, I never saw such a depressed person praying with such a love. He said, you were so depressed, you were beyond helpable. You were so lost, you were beyond helpable. He said, the only thing that helped you was prayer. That's the only thing that helps, chevra. I promise to you, if you're not going to do it from your own will, God's going to force you to do it. There was a man that comes from a very prestige house. Talmidei Chachamim. Why? With this I'm going to finish. Very nice, respectful house. Unfortunately, he had a kid that fell off the derech. Fell off the derech. It's uncorrect, it happens. Now, in the fanatic Jewish world, if a child falls off the derech, you excommunicate him from your life. This is not the way of Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov. This is the way of crazy people. I'll say straight in the camera, you're crazy and you all need to go to hell. Straight up. You can't take a child that falls off the derech and throw him out. No thing. The father excommunicated his son from his family. And the kid ended up in a Chabad house years later. And when he ended up in the Chabad house, he went to eat. He was hungry. He scanned food. He ended up in some crazy place, Thailand. He ended up in Thailand. He wanted to eat, ochel, free food. If you want free food, where do you go? You go to Chabad. It's a klal. It's a rule. You want food? You want kosher food? You go to Chabad. They cook whatever you want. They do whatever you want. Especially if you're out of New York, they'll do whatever you want. He ended up there, and he didn't understand. How can a religious family, in the same family, have a kid that's Shomer Torah Mitzvot, and that's not Shomer Torah Mitzvot, and talking like they're best friends? Little did he know, this Chabad guy also had a kid that fell off the derech. And his father didn't throw him out. His father embraced it. His father helped him through it. When this kid saw this, he flew down to the floor with tears. He started to cry and he said, how come my father couldn't do that? How come my father couldn't just give me his hand? Instead, he threw me out. Hashem give you his hand. Every single day, you're throwing yourself out. Don't be like those people that throw themselves out and complain. Be like those people that take the help. Because we all need it. We all want it. We just need to admit to it. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah.
Go.
David HaMelech was praying, but why does he still suffer throughout his life even though he prayed?
The Chavetz Chaim, when he was 8 years old, his Rebbe asked a question to the classroom. Whoever wants to leave is entitled to get up and to leave. No force to anybody. The Chavetz Chaim, when he was 8 years old, just imagine what age we're talking about. 8. His Rebbe asked the classroom a question. And today I'm going to ask you the same question. If Hashem gave you the power to change or to help somebody or to do something different, would we take advantage of it? What would you change? What? Many things. Does anyone want to be specific what they would change? In your life, in anything. I don't know. What's only one thing. What's one thing you would be able to change? Go. Don't be shy.
Like a thing that we can change for everything.
Yeah, no. One thing you can change. Everyone had something to say. Shh. I would help my friend's mother get better. I would this, I would that. When they got to little Chavetz Chaim, you know what the Chavetz Chaim said? Tzaddik, you can see a greatness from a child. He said, if Hashem did it, how can I change it? If Hashem did it, it was meant to happen. You telling me to play Hashem's job in this world?
So what's the point of the Shuvah then?
You're asking a different question. Learn to listen and learn to understand. The problems you have in your life, they happen. You have to deal with it because those are the problems that make you strong. But no one said that you should stay in them. You have to get out of it. That's where prayer comes in. My father always tells me, take the medicine before the illness comes. A metaphor in Hebrew. Take the medicine before the illness comes. What does that mean? Pray for the problems not to come, because when they come, you'll be forced to pray for it. David HaMelech went through all those issues because he was bound to go through all of them. And he was the only person in Jewish history that finished his neshama from the beginning to end. With all the problems he had, he did the most job than any human being on the face of this earth. And that's why Adam HaRishon gave him 70 years of his life. Because he saw the greatness in David HaMelech.
So why not give him any more?
Because he doesn't need any more. He only needed 70 years. That's why.
He had such a horrible life. What was his motivation to still keep on praying?
I'm going to read to you exactly what I read to them right before you came in. Not the whole thing. 2 words, I think it is. Okay. ואני בחסדך בטחתי. Ribono Shel Olam, even though I'm going through all the problems, I'm going through all the difficulties in my life, if it wasn't for your kindness to still believe in me, I would never believe in you. The fact that the Ribono Shel Olam still believes in every single one of us, even though we do averot, even though we do sin, He still believes in you. That's what makes you believe in Him. The fact that He still believes in you. Don't tell me no nonsense. He doesn't care about me. You don't care about yourself. There are such personal stories I can tell you of people that were supposed to be in jail for life. For life. Just through prayer, how they got out of this problem. I know people that were on heroin, crazy drugs. Through different therapies and through prayer, they got out of it. He believes in you. Do you believe in yourself? Any other questions? Don't be shy. Girls, don't be shy. Nothing to be shy about. That's it? Yeah? What a boring crowd. Okay, I want to make one announcement. Okay. Next Wednesday, right? Next Wednesday? Not this Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, August 14th.
Next Wednesday, August 14, we're going to be doing a very big shiur in Jamaica States, Chevy Chase Shul. The shul that doesn't, that shul.
Rabbi, don't forget the question about the good friend part.
We're going to finish off the cameras by this question. We're doing a very big shiur over there. Please, if you can publicize it, that would be great.